I'm Mackenzie, and today I wanted to talk about self-harming. Basically just cutting, but, I mean, other things could be based off of this. I mean, like, if you felt like this could go off of burning or, like, other things. But, I have a few topics I want to talk about today, which is why people do it, why it is okay but not okay. Who to tell, like, if your family member is doing it, your friend, or you. Things that make me mad personally that people say about it, and how to be supportive to somebody or yourself about it, you know? So my first topic is obviously why people do it. Sorry, I keep looking down. I have a paper because I forget sometimes. But people do it because it's a coping skill and it helps them out with like anger, depression, anxiety. It can calm them down, and like they do it for the pain sometimes. It's a big coping skill. It's not a healthy coping skill, of course, but it is a coping skill. I mean, it makes them feel better. And I mean, when you're in that much pain, when you're like very anxious, very angry, very depressed, if you can get it out one way pretty much fast for like a little bit, usually you'll do it. I mean, it's fixed for like those few minutes, and they can control it. It's very control. Like, if you have a house setting where everybody's really strict and you have no control over your life at all, it really helps, because, I mean, you have that one control. You control if you live or die, if you cut deep enough, how many cuts you do it, or how you do it. If you cut, you burn, you erase, or any of that kind of stuff. And just, like, you control a lot there. And it's a very control thing, if you can control it. Some people can't control it, like, it's just like all of a sudden you're shaking and you're having a panic attack and you just do it, and it's like, whoops, that was really deep, or that wasn't deep enough. And yeah, so that's kind of why people do it. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. It's kind of like there's 1,000 words to a picture, you know. There's like 1,000 ways to why you would do it and stuff. And it is okay to do it. I mean, it's not okay, but I mean, it's hard to explain. Like, don't tell somebody it's not okay, because then they're gonna think either. Sometimes, not everyone. I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone. Some people take that as, I can't tell this person, otherwise I'm gonna make them mad at me, or something like that. So, I mean, it's okay for them to do it. I mean, obviously you would not like it, or even, like, I've struggled with it in the past, I think I've already mentioned, and I still struggle with it, and I don't like doing it, obviously, but I do it. I mean, it's hard not to, but, yeah, it's not okay, but it's not okay, but it is, because, I mean, you gotta replace it, obviously, and stuff. But it's okay because you're doing something. I mean, it's better than committing suicide, but it's still not good. You should not do it. I mean, we gotta do healthy things. But, like, if you're just looking around and you're like, hey, I'm gonna cut myself for the first time, don't. I'm just saying, don't, because it is a very, very addictive thing. Personally, I've watched people who get addicted to smoking cigarettes. Like, I have not, obviously, but it's a very addicting thing. I know this from my own personal. It's like a circle. So, like, you do it because you're sad, and then you're sad because you did it, so then you do it again because you're sad, and then then you're sad that you did it, and then you do it again because you're sad, and then it just keeps going, and you think, why would I do it? Because I was sad about it. But then it's like, but it worked for like those few minutes, so why not do it again, you know? So yeah. Who to tell? This is a tricky question depending on your age, your place, your location. I mean, obviously I'm in high school. I mean, I'm not that old, and I'm not that young. So, if you're in school, I suggest like a trusted adult, like teacher or counselor. Yes, they're gonna tell your parents, but usually that's a good thing. I mean, unless your parents are really strict. I mean, like, I'd ask them to like be like my counselor, the first time he called my dad, about it. He told my dad that this is not something you should be mad at her about, because if you get mad at her, she's not going to tell us anymore, and then she's just going to do it, and one day she's going to, you know, go through with it and actually go deep enough. So I suggest to tell them that, or if you're not in school, tell a really trusted friend, somebody you're in a relationship, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I mean, they should know if you're doing it, because if you're dating somebody, they should know about that, especially if you're living with them, like, a lot. And, or a parent, or a family member, just somebody who you can really trust. And if you don't know if you can trust anyone, to know if you can trust somebody, you just think about it. Like, if you, have they ever done you wrong? Or to know if you can trust somebody, if their words match their actions. So, like, if I say I'm gonna go to your house on Sunday, then I'm gonna go to your house on Sunday unless something extreme happened, like my grandma died or my mom died or something. So, or like, I won't tell somebody that you did what and what, and then I don't, then that means you can trust me. If I do tell somebody, you can't trust me. And I honestly hope you have somebody in your life to trust, because if you do not, you need to find somebody, because you have to have somebody to trust. You have to have somebody in your life you can somewhat depend on, because most of you have to do a lot of depending on yourself, but you need to be able to depend on somebody for a little bit of support, because you can't be 100% alone. Humans are social creatures, so yeah. Things that make me mad. Okay, so I have a lot of things that make me mad about this. People who do it for attention, and it's pretty rare. I mean, 1% does it. I mean, yeah. But, those people who do it over really retarded things, like Justin Bieber or something. But it's pretty rare that somebody does it over that. But, stuff in my school makes me really angry about it. Like, people will just, like, look at you like you're a crazy person because you have scars. Or, like, there's a new girl came to our school, and I said hi to her, and she looked at my arms. Like, I could see she looked at my arms, and she looked at me like I was gross and didn't say anything to me, and I felt really weird. And I know I'm, like, a nobody in my school, but, yeah, but it was pretty weird for me, because I never had a reaction like that to that kind of thing. Like, I don't know, like, I've had people come up and ask me questions about it, like, why do you do it, or like, where'd you get those, or how'd that happen, and it's like, honestly, it's none of your business. Like, I have the right to not wear my sweatshirt. Just because I have scars doesn't mean I can't wear a sweatshirt. That's like saying you have too much hair on your arms, you can't wear a short sleeve shirt. Or your toes are weird, you can't wear sandals. Or your face is weird, you can't be in public. Your hair's gross, you need to change it, you know? Like, those kind of things. Or like, you eat weird food so you can't eat with us, you know? It's ridiculous. I mean, people have scars mentally and physically. We all do. So, I mean, just get over it. And another thing that really pisses me off is I was standing in science last year in 9th grade, and these two boys, I don't mention names because I'm not like that, were talking in front of me, and they were like, I would never date a girl that had scars, because that's really gross. And they were just, like, totally trash-talking people with scars or self-harming issues. I'm sorry, I have to rearrange my legs. And it really made me sad, because it's like, wow, these kids, like, they're so immature that they can't understand that people have feelings and they have to get them out some way, and some people don't get them out healthy. And sometimes you're the reason that they're feeling bad, because these kids are like bullies in my school. And it's like, you know, they wouldn't be doing it if you wouldn't be bullying them, and if you weren't such an asshole. And they probably wouldn't be doing it if, you know, their parents weren't the way their parents are. And, you know, like, there's a reason for everything on Earth, and there's a reason they cut. I mean, they don't just cut to cut. I mean, like, there's always a reason. So, yeah, that really gets me angry when I hear people say that. Like, I will say something. That year I did not. I was not in an emotional mood, because I just got out of the hospital from self-harming and stuff. So I was not in the mood to deal with that kind of thing, because I probably would have punched somebody in the face. So, yeah. How to be supportive. Sorry, I thought it said super active. I was like, what? Supportive. Well, this is a tricky question. I mean, depends on the person and what they're doing and who you are as a person. I mean, you can't just like be like, yeah, I totally don't care, but I'm gonna pretend I care. No, don't do that. Like, because people can tell. It's pretty obvious. I mean, if you don't care, just back off and don't say anything. I mean, go tell somebody else. You know, go tell somebody in a higher authority than you, like a counselor or a teacher or like the hospital or something, or their parents, or I don't know. But not you, because if you don't care, you don't care. I mean, honestly, don't pretend you care. Okay, so how to be supportive. My best thing to say is don't be judgmental. Don't be like, you don't be like, just don't expect them to want to tell you. Don't expect to understand, and like, don't expect them to make you understand, because if you don't self-harm, you'll never understand. You just won't. You have to self-harm to understand, and you have to, like, do it, and do it more than once to understand what it's truly like, and the addiction and the disorder it becomes. So, that just be supportive. Like, ask them if they're gonna be okay. Tell them that if they ever need to talk about it, to talk to you, or if they want to talk to you. I mean, don't force them to, and don't be like, hand all over your razors. I mean, if you find a razor, I want you to take it. I mean, that's important. I mean, take it if you find one. And then, I mean, obviously tell them that you're not okay with it, but you still support them and love them, and you care about them, and like, this hasn't changed your thoughts about them. Like, don't make them feel like they're such an outsider, because a lot of people do it. It's a very common thing. Like, I know like 20 kids in my school who do it or have done it. Like, there's probably like more than 20. There's got to be like 100. Like, half the grade, I'm sure, has done it once at least, with or without anyone knowing, So, yeah, I don't know. Just, I mean, if you don't know how to be supportive, look up online. Like, there's a lot of images that say what not to say and what to say to some people that have that. I mean, if it's out of anger, obviously do some studying before you say anything, because, I mean, you wouldn't want to make them angry and then they just do it again. And you don't want to say the wrong thing, so then they're triggered to do it. And, yeah, because that would be bad. Like, that's the opposite you want to happen, so don't do that. And don't, like, make them feel stupid about it. Like, don't be like, you shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, they shouldn't. I shouldn't. No one should, but it happens, And you need to help them replace it. Like, take them out to eat, and take them shopping, find some coping skills. Like, to be honest, my best coping skill is bike riding, but obviously I can't do that in the winter here in Minnesota. And my coping skill in the winter is usually, like, smells, because I love smelling things, which is weird, but yes, I love smelling things. So, I don't know, take them out, take them shopping, see if they like something, tell them when they feel like cutting to use it, and, I mean, like, just be supportive, Don't be negative. Negative doesn't work. So, yeah. Well, that's all I gotta say for today, but, thanks for listening. I hope you liked it.